Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let's see if I can turn up the volume. Um, but anyway, welcome to my home and my channel and my website. Thank you so very much for tuning in with me. I am Sophia Jerome. I'm the author of Proud of Me, a Marcus Garvey celebration. And so now that the book is really out there moving, one of my main goals is to focus on why the book is out there and to make sure that it gets into the home of all children around the globe, because especially children of the Black diaspora, and we want to talk about that. But before we go into the Proud of Me series, I want to just pull up some books off of my shelf. Okay, you guys see that? Do you see that? Dr. Ben, do you see? Do you see? Dr. Ben. Okay, so we're doing a take on my Reading is Fundamental series for our network. Welcome everybody to my home. Welcome everybody to my channel. Thank you for joining and tuning in with us. Please share this channel, G.A.A.B Network TV, and G.A.A.B Network TV at GAABnetwork.com or on YouTube at G.A.A.B Network TV. Today we're talking about books that I find interesting and I feel that people of our culture and heritage should read. I'm pulling books off of my shelf as I introduce to you, before I introduce to you a book that I myself have written. And here we have African Origins of the Major Western Religions by Dr. Ben. Everybody take a look. Take a look. Take a look at the book. And the importance of this book and why I'm bringing this book to you first is because I think this is a great introduction to African literature from an African perspective. Of course, it's written from Dr. Ben, and we focusing on books and literature and arts that are produced by us, people of our heritage, people of our same culture, and we focus on the importance of making sure that we open up our minds to pay attention to these books, because nobody's going to give you this book. Nobody's going to say, here, have this book of knowledge and education and give it to you as a gift. You're not going to find this book in school. You're not going to find this book in a college or university, even though he was a scholar and a professor who dedicated his life to re-educating us as human beings, re-educating people of the Black and African diaspora about our heritage and where we come from and things of that nature. So it's important to make sure that we go and spend money and seek and find the books that are of great value. And that's the reason why I'm introducing to you this book particularly first, Dr. Ben. And I love him. I read this book multiple times, over 2 times. I have read this book over 2 times in its full entirety. And I recommend that every young Black man or female read this book and get this book and understand your key, understand the key of life, understand your knowledge of who you are as a people. And we want to make sure that we continue to move forward in our heritage. Because of Dr. Ben, we was able to understand the reason why we have a great need for books like Hugh Thomas. And we're talking about the Atlantic slave trade here in this particular book. And everybody take a look. Everybody take a look. Okay, in this particular book here, he covers the history of the Atlantic slave trade from 1440 to 1870. And this is important, from 1440 to 1870, to know that we are people that have a great history. We are people that come from a very proud culture. Dr. Ben and other scholars and teachers who can help to educate you better than I can say to you in this video, better than anything I can show you. You can go and get the tangible literature for yourself and have these arts in your hand and be able to study them and read the knowledge for yourself. And once you read the book, you'll be able to understand where we're trying to take it. You'll be able to understand the importance of Black arts and Black literature and Black teaching. And all of those things. So just make sure you pay attention. Make sure that you stay focused. Make sure that you know who our authors are. Make sure that you go out and buy these books, because like I said, nobody gonna give you they don't teach this in college, they don't teach this in the schools, and in Western society they teach, you know, false literature, like you know, people like our brother Malcolm X, you know, he used to always say, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock landed on us, because Christopher Columbus did not discover America. And what he was saying was true. In the history that we receive as black people and individuals in the America society, we receive a false history. Our youth, we ourselves have received a false history, and we was taught these things even though they was untrue. So we want to re-educate ourselves. We want to refocus our energy and move forward from mistruths and misguidance and all of that nonsense that long, we want to put that long behind us, and we want to move forward. And forward thinking is the purpose of the Reading is Fundamental series, to be a forward thinker, to utilize our minds, our body, and our souls as we grow in a way that benefits our heritage, benefit our culture, benefit our people. And I think that that's important to all of us, because you know, no matter what, we need to have pride. We need to do things that benefit us. We need to do things that, you know, help produce our works. We need to do things that show our dynamic heritage and culture and who we are as a people. So that's why these books are important. We see movies established after them, but we have to go beyond the movies, and we have to get it embedded in our spirituality, that listen, we understand our culture, we understand our heritage, we understand our people, and you know, we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward. So I showed you some great books here. You saw Dr. Ben, you saw Hugh Thomas, you saw a lot of things like Malcolm X, and you know, like I said, all of these books help to re-educate us as who we are as people. And these books specifically can be used for research purpose. You know, the slave trade book specifically for research purpose. And you got to broaden your mind like that, because when you want your children, your black children, to go to school and write their essays and do things of that nature, you want them to be writing about the truth. You don't want them to be writing about nonsense about Christopher Columbus and all of that. No, you want them to be writing historical facts that can be proven. You want them to have the tangible material in their hand that they can take to their school and tell their teacher, nah, this is what my essay is about. My essay is about truth. My essay is about facts. My essay is about science. My essay is about what, you know, the things of value that is honest and true. So moving forward, all of this is information for some young minds, but adults, you know, a young mind couldn't read some of that material that we see there. But at every age and every stage of our life, whether we are adult, whether we're a teenager, whether we are youth, we need material that's focused on specifically on our demographic and developing our culture. So from a little tiny youth to a grown adult, at every stage of our lives is in great importance for that we line our spirituality up and make sure that we continue producing works for each generation, make sure for each stage, and so that we all constantly developing. So right now, my particular focus is to focus on the younger generation, make sure that the youth whom are younger than me do not grow up the way our generation had to grow up, with this false ideology, this false material, this false legacies of Caucasian stigma that they have put on our people, that they have stripped away from our people, and all of this, we taking it back. And so the literature that we are now giving to youth is based upon black pride, black heritage, black you know, just being an African and being prideful and being smart and understanding the values of family, understanding the value of education, understanding the value of being a human being of intellect, understanding the value of being a humanitarian. And we're using Marcus Garvey as an example because these are the things that he stood for in his life and his legacy. So it's a great book for children, and we're focusing on this book because now this is a book that I wrote, so I'm the author, and we're focusing on this book because this book specifically gives them information that they can go and use for research purposes and say, listen, this is about one of our great people of history, one of our legends, and you know, and they're able to take this tangible history and learn something not only about themselves but about their culture, and can relate to all children around the world. Because as you know, we are a people that are spread out all around the world. So let's focus on the people of African diaspora throughout all of our societies, all of our cities, all of our states, all of our countries, wherever we live. Make sure you go and get this book, because again, nobody gonna just give you this book. Nobody just gonna say, here, young brother, to your child or your niece or your nephew to take this knowledge and grow. Nobody gonna give you these books and say, here, young sister, young black sister, take this knowledge and understand what your ancestors went through. Here, young brother. Nobody gonna do these things. So it's important that we as a community make sure we go out and buy these books, seek our knowledge, make sure we seek the books that we want our children to read. Make sure you go out and get this book. This is important. So
what's the name of the book again?
The book is Proud of Me, a Marcus Garvey birthday celebration, written by Sofi. You can find this book on Amazon. You can find this book on Lulu. But most importantly, for everybody watching this video, you can find this book on G.A.A.B Network. www.GAAB, that's G-A-A-B Network, network.com, and go and buy this book. It's listed there for a discount for all the members who watching. So you're getting this book from a discount, because I want to make sure it gets in the home of every child at an affordable price for as long as I possibly can. So please, while this promotion is going for discount, please go and get this book. And even if it's not a discount, please go and get this book. It don't matter how much it costs, no matter what, because the literature and the arts that our people make is very important, just as important as Caucasian literature. You know, dictionaries that you read open up your mind. Just as important as a Webster's dictionary that you read and you study to learn all of these words, all of these meanings. Open up your mind, open up your language. This particular one is a Hebrew dictionary. I just pulled this off my shelf. I'm going off subject just for a minute, but just to show you how important the books here that I'm showing you in the beginning are just as important as the books here. And there's another dictionary. This is the Cambridge Dictionary, and this is a dictionary about people. For most people who thought dictionaries was all about words, and you're wrong. This is a dictionary about people and their life and accomplishments and what they did in this world. And so you have to broaden your mind. You have to read other books outside of the Bible, outside of basic common things. You have to seek the knowledge that you want to find, and make sure you go and seek Proud of Me, a Marcus Garvey celebration. Make sure you go and seek. Just for the adults who watching, for the children who watching, Proud of Me. For the adults who watching, I recommend you go and get Dr. Ben, okay? African Origins, the major Western religions. Make sure you go and get research books like Hugh Thomas. Get them on your shelf. Get this knowledge into your brain, and make sure you feeding your mind with spiritual material that is beyond reality TV or beyond anything somebody could tell you, because we want our youth, most importantly, to grow up in a world where they know who they are, they're strong, they're mindful, they're prideful, and when they reach our age, there'll be no stopping. Basically, broaden your mind, broaden yourself, broaden who you are as a people. Start taking it to our youth from young, teaching them this valuable education from a young age, so that when they become our age, they are already well aware, well informed, and prideful of who they are, and nobody could tell them different, and we already have established that within that generation. So that's what we want to do. We want to establish that in the younger generation, to keep them prideful, to keep them mindful, because and I'm in my 30s, and we know we don't have that. We don't have that. When we grow up in school, we don't have books that's geared toward with our heritage, our culture, filled with a school of black children, but yet reading white material. What's that going to do for us as black people? So we need to have material that's focused specifically on our demographic, and we all watch movies like Malcolm X, another book. We all watch movies like Malcolm X. We're gonna just keep it moving, because we have all of these books that, you know, we see movies be made from, you know, our history is written based off of it, but, you know, yet our people are still lost. Yeah, our people still caught up. Our people haven't caught on yet 100% to the value and the meaning of all these documentaries, these films, these books, and how important they are to our culture, and the great need for them to keep going, to keep being produced, to keep, you guys go out, make literature, study, read, do all of these things, because it's important. It's going to end up on somebody's shelf somewhere. It's going to help educate somebody somewhere, so, and uplift somebody somewhere. And we want to have this same type of ideology, spiritual upliftment, where we're moving from, now that we long finished with all of that nonsense. Where we moving from? Because we're still developing in a situation where we're living in America. We're divided into states. Our people are divided. Our nation is divided. Our schools are being still whitewashed. Our young black children and black men are still getting shot up by police, being arrested unjustly. We're still living in a time where we are fighting for civil rights. We're fighting for justice, equality, all the same things that we were fighting for also long ago. Our modern day people, modern day youth are still fighting for those things in a new way. So nothing really, a lot has changed, but still so much more to go, because a lot have not changed. So in between being an adult, being a young adult, being a grown up, being a teenager, being a youth, you know, we need all of these material every stage of our life. Every stage of our life is so important. Proud of me. Make sure you get this book. I encourage you to get this. I believe a video cut short on our last introduction. So if you just tune into this second video, I am the author, Sophia Jerome, of Proud of Me, written for a Marcus Garvey celebration, the Marcus Garvey birthday celebration, something that I believe should be a holiday in our on a national black level. So anyway, moving beyond that, is also a good book for children, because it allows children to learn about Marcus Garvey, about who he was as a human being, as a humanitarian, what he did for people around the world, what he did for us specifically as a black nation, black culture. And it helps to us embrace ourselves with pride, and we want to all children to have that feeling. It doesn't matter whether you're white, whether you're black, or anything, Asian, or whatever your culture is. You should have a sense of pride of who you are, you know, of your culture, your heritage, and your people. So, and you should be feeling that from a very, very young age, so to make sure that our children are basically on a spiritual level, in tune with themselves, in tune with their heritage, in tune with their ancestors, in tune with their family, in tune with the reasons why they need to read, in tune with why they need to go to school. All of this stuff is in the book. It touches on so many different subjects, and it's a great read for children. It's a great read to start putting in schools, to start reintroducing, or to introduce black history or black culture, just black culture, into schools. It's a great book for inner city children who living in a time where our neighborhoods and our neighbors are not black anymore, because our neighborhoods are being gentrified. We're being, you know, pushed into this dynamic where we you know, we interact with other cultures on a daily basis. And in this book, it allows you to understand who we are. It allows us, our children, to understand who they are. So the book is for everybody, black, white, it doesn't matter. It's for all children. Make sure you get this book on your shelf. Written by me, for our youth, for our children specifically, to help make them prideful, to keep them prideful if they already are prideful, to make sure that they are aware of their heritage, their culture, and themselves, and to reinforce that into our community. So proud of me, the Marcus Garvey celebration, birthday celebration, written by author Sophia Jerome. And I thank you so much for tuning in with me on my channel. And stay tuned onto the G.A.A.B Network. That's G.A.A.B Network.com. You can't miss it anytime you see this logo right there that you see in the book. You see it on the internet, you see it on Facebook, you might see it on Instagram, you see it on the G.A.A.B Network, you see it on Lulu, you see it everywhere. This is us. This is what we're producing in society. This is what we do. We make videos, we make books, we produce pictures, we do all of these things towards our development and our community. Thank you for tuning in to our channel. This is At Home with Sophie, and our reading is Fundamental Series.